Conan, I want to say that I have such solidarity for you with the chicken thing, because if you have any sort of quirk at all, Good is like a homing missile.
God. And he'll do like the finger in the wound thing too.
See,
I'll never.
I didn't notice any quirks with you, Ko.
He's got to use napkins to hold his food.
I'll explain.
Okay,
Here it is. There it is.
Yep. We went to this seafood place called Blue. God, I still get emails from him. Blue something. It's really good. Ko got fried chicken, and I knew Ko didn't like to touch his food, but I've never seen anyone eat that way, and it just took me aback, and I had to talk about it. I had to understand it. Really, is what it was. I wasn't trying to like grind him or like belittle him or anything, but I just needed to talk.
You're
about it.
leaving out how you chose to talk about it,
Probably
which
poorly.
was out of context. Like no leading in. There wasn't like a lead in to it at all. There was no context whatsoever. It was out of the wild blue yonder, on stage during a panel in front of like hundreds of people. He just goes, "You know, Ko doesn't like to eat food with his fingers."
Okay. No reason. I forgot I did that. I did do that.
My god.
I'm sorry.
That's amazing.
I get really nervous during panels, and I just say shit, and that's what happened. That's my defense in this case, but like it's not a good defense, but that is my defense.
My favorite thing about these stories is that there is a genuine like dislike for this happening in me, but also I feel like it's also hilarious. Like I can't I can't explain the feeling. I'm not really mad.
Yeah,
because it's so fucking funny.
I completely relate to this feeling.
Yeah,
I feel like this is
love
almost
telling
really
the stories
feeling
after.
that hits me. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
oh god, come on.
Oh god, both of my green shells ricocheted hit both of y'all. That was amazing.
I would have used a different word, but you know.
I'm just gonna run right into this guy and fuck all that up.
Yeah, I've gotten better at shortening the length of time between something upsetting me and something being funny. That's something I feel like I've gotten very good at over the years.
Isn't it pretty much instantaneous now that time?
It does feel pretty
basically
instant.
you just get on Twitter and you're like you say some fucking funny shit about something awful instantly.
Yeah, and it's like instant catharsis.
At least that's how you frame it, because you're always like, I just, and then the thing that happened, and your funny take on it.
Yeah. See, Twitter's actually good.
Mm-hmm. It's a venting system.
Oh, fuck off.
I've definitely gotten good at articulating bad things to be funny instead of just sad. Oh, you're so fast.
Oh no.
Oh. No.
I had to jump all weird and funky to avoid that bomb.
God damn it.
Oh, you motherfucker!
No!
No!
Behind you.
Patrick, how could you do this?
You had already won, man. There wasn't anything I could do about that.
Wait, where the fuck was Good?
I don't know.
He was all the way up there.
I got
You zoomed in front.
I got 3 mushrooms.
Yeah,
so
The funny thing, so I remember when we went to eat at TwitchCon, I think you were eating a slice of pizza and you immediately you were like, Good fucking roasted me for this. So it did. I mean, yeah, that was one of those things. Didn't
I have another friend in my life who also, like, it's a bit different. It's less funny. He just can't accept that I eat food with, like, a napkin.
Yeah.
So now, whenever I eat with anybody and I'm going to use a napkin in a situation where people normally wouldn't, I feel like I have to provide a disclaimer, a short video, a presentation, a PowerPoint. Like,
Welcome
look,
to my
okay,
TED
I know
Talk.
this is horrifying, but I'm going to touch paper to food over here. I just want you to know so you're prepared. This is a trigger warning.
I think my immediate response was like, people have watched me eat ribs with a fork, so I don't give a fuck.
I was figuring it was the fork.
That's some shit I've
sauce on my
been
hands.
mercilessly roasted for. Yeah, me too. I don't like having sticky hands. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing is like, it's a little scary because some people are very like, kind of fascist about how you eat food.
They really are.
I mean, well,
I forgot I brought it up during that panel, honestly. I remember talking about while we ate at that place. Blue Acre, that's the name of it, Blue Acre.
What's so funny is, like, I was expecting... that was, like, the last thing I expected, and it's so terrible.
I know.
It's so bad. Like, I know...
I thought I knew where the story was going here. And then it went extra.
Yeah, it went from 0 to 100.
I was really glad that Good jumped into my story at that point so that I could drop that bomb more effectively. It was perfect. It was the perfect setup.
Oh, it was fucking beautiful.
Oh, you mother...
But I will say, it sounds way worse than it was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I described it 100% accurately, but I rolled with it because we were on stage. I tried to make it like a funny reaction. I was like, what? Why would you do this? It was probably the night before that we ate at that place, then I would imagine.
The thing, like, say somehow we wound up on a panel today, all of us or any of us. If that happened today, I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, I think funny then too.
This is 29.
Probably in my mind it was. Hearing it back, it does sound like I was just an asshole. Like, hey, don't look at me, look at this asshole over here.
I'm sure it was
definitely not like, it wasn't just like pure asshole, but it did majorly catch me off guard.
I can imagine. Why would you do this to me right now? Why did you put all the attention in this whole room on me?
Not even on me, but on this thing that, is like a specific thing.
At least I wish I would have had some ammunition or something, Like today, if we were on a panel or something and this happened again, I could be like, well, your dick leaks all the
time. I genuinely thought everyone was like that. Like, I've had to explain this to women since then. Like, when I explain this, I'm like, listen, I thought this is how we all were. I didn't know.
Well, not like you run a census and be like, all right, what's your...
Well, that's basically what happened on stream, is I found out I am different in front of the entire internet.
Pardon?
Like, whenever my dick's hard, it's ready to go. Like, here's lots of pre-cum. Like, need lube, can deliver.
Oh, yeah, we're cool. Okay.
That's it. That's the whole story. You got it now.
I also like that your interpretation of that is ready to go.
Ready to go.
Just the dick being hard itself isn't already just being ready to go.
Well, that's the thing. That's how this whole came about, because I was like, I don't understand why there's a market for lube. Like, who is buying lube? What's it for? And they're like, what do you mean? It's for the woman's vagina. And I'm like, but your dick provides.
Look, I think you're just very progressive about gender roles is all.
Good lord.
That's it.
I thought every object you'd put in a vagina is the same as my slimy dick.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, every vagina I've ever met got real wet on its own. So, like, I just thought, I thought if you needed lube, like, you're not doing a good job, like, getting your woman, like, hot and bothered or something.
You're completely forgetting the butthole industry.
You know what? You're right. That's where the lube is needed.
Butthole industry. Jesus. It is really great how there's these things that, like, if you never talk about it with anybody, whatever your normal is what you think is normal for everybody. Yeah. And then the revelation is usually horrifying.
I'm not normal.
Yeah, truly mortifying.
Yeah.
Wait, when your dick gets hard, it doesn't go straight down? What? Right?
Your dick's not blue?
You bitch.
I didn't even shoot one.
I know what you did. We were both there. Now you're trying to hit that. Mm-hmm.
I know I'm gonna fuck up this corner, so I gotta make up time. Whew. Oh no, you got a star too?
Shit!
That's alright.
All this
Karma.
Further affirms for me that we need to do the get together thing. We need to find a get together zone. And have get together fest.
So we have more stories.
Oh god.
Yeah.
This whole time I've been thinking of like what stories I have, and none of them stack up. They're very mild in comparison.
I was probably an asshole to you whenever we were at that Italian place, and I was like, "Why aren't you eating? Everyone else is eating. Why aren't you eating?" You're like, "I'm sad," and I'm like, "But you should be eating." And like your boyfriend was an asshole, and I was like, "Why is he an asshole?"
Yeah, that's accurate. I was depressed as fuck, and I was just like nauseous and anxiety and didn't want to eat. I mean, that was like when we hung out in Vancouver. I had just started taking antidepressants, and apparently you're not supposed to like barf forever when you're on antidepressants, but like I was nauseous for like 3 weeks straight. Ugh. And Justra thought I was gonna puke in his car, and I'm like, he thought I was drinking, and I'm like, no.
God, he was so anal about his car.
Yeah, I was like, I'm on antidepressants, and they're making me sick. And also, we were hanging out like the one night, and I was in bare feet, and then like the next day, you're like, I have a foot fetish, and I'm like, I don't know how to react to this, but I'm still just gonna have bare feet because I'm not gonna be weird about it.
I guess I never noticed you. I wasn't telling you this like, hey, I think your feet are hot.
I know. I was just like, I don't know if this is.
Actually, it sounds very suspicious. I'm gonna say like the feet are there, and then the very next day, this is kind of how you operate.
It was a little weird, but it was like,
we were talking about fetishes though. It wasn't like I just like volunteered this information. Like
I just leaned in like, hey, by the way.
By the way, Barefoot, got a foot fetish.
Well, I mean, you and Paz were like, yeah. Well, that's the thing is because I was sober as fuck, but you and Paz were not. So you guys kept talking about all kinds of shit, and I was just like, should I be here? Am I allowed to hear this? Like, is this supposed to be for my ears? And then I found out like years later, everyone's like, no, he talks about stream. I'm like, oh, okay. I just kept it secret. I never said anything, and then everyone's like, oh, you like,
and you stumbled upon his content.
Well, that's when you guys talking about like anxiety about stuff. Like, I feel like I'm a shitty friend sometimes because I just like I unsubscribe from people and like don't watch their shit because it just stresses me out sometimes.
Yeah,
like because like especially when you don't participate, it's like I feel left out, and then feeling left out makes me feel sad. So I'm just gonna not watch their stuff anymore.
Oh, I thought that was the last lap.
Just ran right into that banana.
I went over the finish line and just plowed a banana with my hand off the controller.
It was the last lap for you.
You woman!
What hit me?
What? Oh, dude.
Oh, when I was looking at the mini map, I saw Justin and Good interacting. So what Good said was very confusing.
Wait, what? Oh.
She threw.
Oh no! Am I getting Comcasted?
I can hear you.
Are you alive?
Comcasted.
This is not
yeah, sorry. 2,000 of my frames decided it was time to go. Comcast has to inspect those frames.
God, whoever threw that green shell behind you just destroyed me. Don't guess it matters.
During the day again. I'm just staring at that red light.
I saw that, Brand. I hit Dude with 2 shells, and it sped him up. I don't know how that works, but...
I get what you're saying with that, though, Veteran. Because I have the same thing sometimes, but I know it's just like... Can't be hanging out with everybody all the time.
Well, that's the thing. It's not related to the actual people involved. It's just my brain. But, like, you know, sometimes I'll just be like, I can't interact with this human being because I feel shitty unrelatedly. And then I'm like, I'm a terrible friend because I just don't want to talk to anybody. Because then I feel sad.